the Boston Bruins have released their Centennial jerseys that they will wear on December 1st against the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to be breaking down all the subtle hints of this jersey and how beautiful it looks on Brad Marchand. We're going to be talking about that, as well as a sneaky signing the Boston Bruins have made to sign Tyler Pitlick to a PTO, and I'm going to be breaking down why this is a sneaky signing here in this video. Before we get into all of this news, however, we noticed that 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button, join us here on the channel. We know that 70% of you guys are not subscribed, but we have all of the Bruins content you are looking for. So make sure to hit the sub button so you don't miss out on any of the Bruins content. Before we get into this one, though, we need to discuss this jersey, because this jersey is absolutely beautiful. And this Centennial jersey, I think, is going to be one that a lot of Bruins fans are going to get a lot of memories from, and I cannot blame you. We're going to pull up this one here on the screenshot. I'll pull up on the big one so you can have a look at it just in depth and kind of just take it in for a moment. And I'm not going to spend too much time on here, not this screenshot at least, but as you can see, very reminiscent of the older 70, 80 era of Bruins jerseys, especially with that spoked B, the old school Ray Bourque one is what I get in mind when I see this one. But we're going to pull up this screenshot here as well. And this tweet comes from It's All in the Detail from the Bruins Pro Shop. And as you can see, the 100-year Bruins stamp on there, December 1st, 1924 to 2024. But I think my favorite addition on this one is at the bottom of the sweater. You can see tradition, grit, passion, and heart. 4 words that absolutely mean everything to become a Boston Bruin. And I think that suits this so well. I think that just means so much. You know, reading that and seeing this on the Bruins jersey, you can really feel that in your heart, the way that says, the history from this team, the past, the present, and the future, all kind of combining into those few quotes there. And as well as on the collar, you get the score of the first game in franchise history. The Bruins win 2-1 against the Montreal Maroons, and that was not yesterday. You get to see that score, but overall, I think this jersey is absolutely fantastic. Looking at the overall jersey with Brad Marchand paired up with this, the Bruins pants, the socks, the jersey, and everything combining to make this what it is, I think is an absolute 100%. I see a lot of people criticizing it, but I think that's just the hate on the Bruins from around the league. But from looking at this one, looking at the collar, and looking at the bottom of the sweater around the waist, I think this is a 100%. I did not think there's a miss at all on this. Check out the Bruins Twitter if you do want to see the full, more in-detail, close-up pictures of it. And I believe there's also one kind of breaking down every little aspect of it. But overall, let me know what you think about the jersey. I kind of wanted to put this one out there just because of how special it is and how special this jersey is going to mean to a lot of you guys, but the team as well, the history, and kind of everything about it. But let's move on to our number one topic here, which is pretty interesting to see. We've seen this come out a few days ago that the Tyler Pitlick was in conversation with the Boston Bruins, and they've made a sneaky signing. Now, the contract is not official. There is not a contract out yet or anything like that, but it is a PTO with the AHL Providence Bruins for Tyler Pitlick. And I think that this is a very good one. If you're a fan of the channel, you've been watching for a while, you know how big of a fan I am of the PTO, the amateur tryouts, the professional tryouts, whatever one you want, because I think that it's such a good idea to get risk-free. And we're still waiting for that Tyler Johnson one, which I'm still thinking we're going to see at some point here soon. But first of all, we have the Tyler Pitlick one. This does come out from the Providence Bruins Twitter. Providence signed Tyler Pitlick to an AHL PTO. So this is not going to be an NHL contract as of just yet. This is going to be so far solely Providence, solely AHL. And I'm seeing a lot of reactions to this whole Tyler Pitlick signing, PTO, whatever you want to call it, that there's so many Pitlicks in the league. And I think that is a very fair assessment to say. Tyler Pitlick has kind of been around quite a bit of the NHL as of late and over the past few seasons, really been just about everywhere. And most recently known for the New York Rangers and the Hartford Wolfpack for their AHL team. And, you know, we're not really expecting any fantastic numbers from Tyler Pitlick. We're not expecting him to put up any insane numbers, whether that is in the AHL or the NHL. But as you can see in the AHL, not bad for the few games he played there. About a point every 3 games, which overall, not the best. But in his NHL career, 420 games or so, 54 goals, 53 assists. I believe that is what it is there. I cannot read it. It is very, very small, so I do apologize. But it's quite an interesting thing that he has more goals than assists in his NHL career. But as you can see, been on the Edmonton Oilers, and bear with me here, there's a lot of teams. The Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, Philadelphia Flyers, Arizona Coyotes, Calgary Flames, Montreal Canadiens, St. Louis Blues, and New York Rangers, and now potentially adding Boston Bruins to this lineup. Now, overall, I think a lot of people are kind of questioning why this was made. Why are they signing Tyler Pitlick to a PTO over Tyler Johnson, the one that we've kind of all been waiting for, the one that we all want? And I think that this is just kind of another move where a lot of teams are looking at him. I think the Bruins know that. I think the Bruins saw that. Many teams are kind of interested in Tyler Pitlick's potential that he can provide to a team, kind of just a depth role. Nothing, anything special or that, but that depth role will be important to a lot of teams going down the line. I think if the Bruins can get him on a contract, sign him to one after the PTO goes over, if everything goes well, they could be using him as a trade chip later on in the season. We know the Bruins now, as we get down further in the line, closer to the trade deadline, which, I mean, still a long time away. We're only 5 games into the season, but getting towards the trade deadline, a lot of teams are going to be looking to add, and the Bruins are one of those teams. Having that capabilities of having some depth pieces like this that many teams are going to be looking for, and he's not going to be a lot of value per se, but it's going to be the teams that want him are going to overpay for him, knowing that they couldn't get him earlier in the season. If a signing does come to fruition, of course, this still all relies on if a contract is actually signed. You also have the opportunity to make him come up in the NHL a few times, having some more depth, and this could mean, once again, that Tyler Johnson does not end up on this team. He's still, as far as we know, around the Bruins organization, still around this roster, and still kind of hanging around in hopes of potentially earning another contract, NHL contract, I guess we could say. He still could definitely earn a contract elsewhere, but very surprising that we haven't seen this yet. It almost seems like he is waiting for the Boston Bruins. But overall, Tyler Pitlick is our guy right now, at least for the time being, seeing how things go in Providence and potentially making that NHL roster for a few games here or there if any injuries do arise. The Bruins still do have quite a few options, whether that is Fabian Lysell, Georgi Merkulov. We've mentioned those guys for weeks and weeks and weeks, and even going into the last season, a few months. So those guys, I think, still will have that upper hand. But this, once again, it could be another tactic that Don Sweeney is using to bring out the best in Fabian Lysell in specific, and Georgi Merkulov as well, but Fabian Lysell in specific. We've seen that, he was given the opportunity in preseason. There was other guys brought in to, kind of push him, knowing that role won't be given to him, and we saw what happened. He got sent down, did not crack the roster, and I think that this is just another very big, kind of not bargaining tool, but momentum boosting play to give to Fabian Lysell. Give him some more experience on that AHL, whether they pair him up with him, but also give him that veteran leadership, give him that, momentum boost to just get going once again and hopefully potentially crack a roster spot at some point this year, whether it's sooner rather than later or whether it's not at all. There's still lots of time, but I think that this Tyler Pitlick move has quite a few options to take down the road. So let me know what you think about that as well. Quite the interesting one. And let me know, do you think this is the end of Tyler Johnson? Do you think he's done with this Boston Bruins organization? Or do you think there's still a chance that we see both Tylers signed from a PTO? That's all I got in this video, though. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button. But, we're almost close to 5K. If we could hit that, let's say by Christmas, that would be absolutely unreal. But I do appreciate all of your guys' support. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.